I had a really, really bad back attack. It was to the point where I couldn't get up off the floor, and I went to the hospital for it, and I was recommended there to see Mike. Well, I guess I'll go back to the beginning. I believe at this point it's been more than 16 years. Back whenever I was a freshman in college, I first noticed my back issues. I played college baseball, and it was always the lower back on the right side, kind of where your spine and tailbone, or I guess they're one and the same, but that area. And this was the fourth time that I went through physical therapy. I had just done Ironman and ran a marathon and did a ton of races last summer. My body was feeling great, and I wanted to take my off season and start lifting weights again. And I got into lifting, and I think I just sped things up too much, did a little bit too much, was probably doing the wrong exercises, and I got to the point where I couldn't get up off the floor. I mean, it was extremely painful. I had to miss work. I was even struggling to get to the hospital. It felt like my body was separating and my spine was just pulling in two different directions. Extremely painful, but it wasn't anything unusual because I've had it over the past 16 years. However, what was most unusual is how long that this had happened. This was the worst attack I had ever had. So I came in, got with Mike last, and then got with Nick too, and they did a number of great things for me. What I was told here compared to places past, it wasn't all that much different, but this was more precise and more, I don't know if intelligent is the right word, but it was so much more than what I've had in the past. In the past, I was just told, yeah, it's muscular, do these stretches, blah, 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 and that was that. There was never any in-depth explaining to me what was going on, why my body was doing what it was doing, and why it's going to reoccur, and what to do whenever it does reoccur. And the guys, I mean, they really worked with me. I went from the point where I wasn't able to do much, like I was struggling getting off the table in the beginning, and now, I mean, I'm about to go run 10 miles. No worries at all. Now my back, it's always sore, always stiff in that same spot, but now they've given me the tools that every day that I do the same stretches, exercises, that sort of thing, and things have been going really well. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Whenever I went to physical therapy in the past, I mean, they treated me and it always ended up working, but I didn't know what necessarily was wrong with my body and why my body was hurting, my back was hurting the way it was. The physical therapist here educated me and told me exactly why my back was doing what it was, showed me why it was doing what it was, and explained to me what I was doing and how that's going to keep my back from doing the things it's done in the past. Yes, that was very neat. I really enjoyed it. You know, the other day I was thinking there was a part in my back that it definitely felt inflamed. I thought, boy, I could go for that needling today. It was interesting because the needle, you know, didn't hurt whenever it went in, and they just explore with that needle, and then all of a sudden it hit that spot, and you'd tense up. I mean, it was wild, but then, you know, the next day it was fine. You know, your back really felt good, or at least for me, it was my back. It really calmed down those muscles and settled them down. It was wild how that worked.